Next, let's look at how to determine the derivative of a quotient. So you can probably guess that very similar to a product, we cannot compute the derivative of the numerator and the denominator separately, but rather there's actually a separate rule that is used for quotients. And I'm not going to provide the proof here. The formal proof comes from the limit definition of the derivative. And it's very similar to the formal proof of the quotient rule. And if you're curious about it, I'll provide a link in another video. But for right now, I'm going to show you the quotient rule and then give you some examples of how to use it. So the derivative of a quotient can be found by determining the function in the denominator. That would be the g of x function, times the derivative of the function that is in the numerator. So that would be times f prime of x, minus the f of x function, that's the function in the numerator, times the derivative of the function in the denominator, all divided by the g of x, the function in the denominator, raised to the second power, squared. So this looks pretty confusing. I know this looks like a pretty complicated formula. However, there is kind of a useful way of remembering it. If you think of this as computing the derivative of the function that is on top, I call that my high function, and then my low function is the function in the denominator. Then we start with the low function, low, I'll just write low, and then sometimes we say we're going to multiply it by the derivative of the high function, so I write it as d high, so low d high. That just means the low function times the derivative of the high function, minus the function on top, which is the high function, and I'm not writing h-i-g-h, I'm just abbreviating it h-i, times the derivative of the low function. So that's low d high minus high d low, all divided by the function in the denominator, that's the low function squared. So this is kind of goofy sounding, I know, but it really is an easier way to remember it. Low d high minus high d low, all divided by low squared. Or I've even had some people say low d high minus high d low, square the bottom and off we go. Whatever helps you remember it is useful. So look at example A. We want to determine the first derivative of each function, and I'm not going to bother having you simplify here. I just want you to practice using the quotient rule. So f prime of t is equal to, we have the low d high, so the low function is the t squared plus 3t minus 1, that's low, multiplied by the derivative of the function in the numerator, and the derivative of 2t is just 2, so that's low d high, minus high, which is the function in the numerator, 2t, times the derivative of the function in the denominator, and the derivative of t cubed plus 3t minus 1 is 3t squared plus 3. So that's low d high minus high d low all over low squared. So that's t cubed plus 3t minus 1 squared. And again, we could do a lot of simplifying here, but I don't even want to bother with that right now. I just want you to practice using the quotient rule. Now look at part B. This function is also a quotient. However, you'll notice that the denominator does have one term that has a square root. So it's up to you. You may find it useful before you jump into the quotient rule to rewrite that radical as an exponent. So the square root of x is really x to the 1/2 power. Now we can find our derivative, so we'll label that as y prime. So low is the 3x squared plus x to the 1/2 power, that's my low. D high is the derivative of the top, which is e to the x, minus high, which is e to the x. D low, derivative of the bottom, will become 6x plus 1/2 x to the negative 1/2 power. Now let me go over that just a second, a little bit more in depth for you. If we're looking at the denominator, remember the 3 is a constant multiple, and then we're multiplying that by the derivative of x squared, which is 2x, so that's where I was getting the 6x from. And then the derivative of x to the 1/2 is the power rule, so the 1/2 comes in front, and then we have to subtract 1 from the exponent, and that's where we have the 1/2 x to the negative 1/2. I promise with lots of practice and repetition, you will be using that power rule very quickly. So far, let's look and see what we've done. We have the low, there's my low function, times the derivative of the high, low d high, minus the high, the function in the numerator, times the derivative of the low, derivative of the denominator, and then all over the denominator squared. So that's going to be 3x squared plus x to the 1/2 power, the entire quantity squared.